Did we have anything on the visitor citizen forum?
That one, no.
No? Okay. All right, I do have a letter here from our engineer. I'm gonna read it real quick. It says, Dear Mayor Thompson and City Council, after last week's City Council meeting and sometimes heated discussions of the drainage projects that were being considered for the bond election, I felt like I needed to bring to your attention my engineering experience and qualifications so that you can get to know who I am as a professional engineer. I got the impression that some council members were doubting my engineering abilities and those of my late father, who was very passionate about his work with the City of Devine for the City of Devine for the past 30 years. Most of the drainage projects being discussed have been designed and discussed for many years by my father with City Council. I graduated from Texas A&M University in 1986 with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Civil Engineering with an emphasis on wastewater treatment, plant design, surveying. After graduating, I immediately started work with my father at Garcia and Wright Engineering as an engineer in training. I also worked with other civil engineers in our office who were my mentors. I became a registered professional engineer with the state of Texas in 1992. After becoming a PE, I was a project design engineer and project manager on several projects for our clients in South and Central Texas, along with the city of San Antonio and the San Antonio water system. My design experience includes several drainage projects, streets, transmission line projects, water distribution projects, sanitary sewer projects, wastewater treatment plants, composite elevated water tanks, and numerous governmental studies required for some of the projects I was working on. I have been a professional engineer for over 31 years, and as part of my license upkeep, I am required to take 15 hours of coursework every year to keep my license active with the state board. I learned so much on how to run a business from both my parents. My mom was the bookkeeper at Garcia and Wright until she passed away in 2000. My father, a professional engineer who ran the business. No, it should have said, and my father. I apologize. I learned how to listen and to speak to our clients in a way that they would understand their projects without going over their heads with all the engineering jargon. I had the benefit of having my father, my boss, there anytime I had questions on a project or for just being a dad when I was having a bad day. I was also lucky that we were loyal and I was also lucky that we had loyal and caring employees that had been with us since the company began in 1976. I am very grateful to the City of Devine, that the City of Devine has put their trust in me following my father's footsteps as city engineer after he passed away in January 2021. I want you to know that I am very passionate about Garcia and Wright and its survival through these tough times. I do ask that if you, council, have any questions or concerns regarding the engineering design of any of the projects I am working on for the City of Devine, please let me know privately rather than in a council meeting setting. I would very gladly set time aside to explain the engineering design process for any project I'm working on for the city. Please remember that the work I do for you is my livelihood. Any negative remarks in a public setting could be very harmful to me and Garcia and Wright, and could affect my ability to attain new clients if they get wind of what is said at a particular council meeting. I want you to know that the City of Devine was my dad's favorite client. He loved everything about this city, and I can see why. Warm regards, Raul H. Garcia Jr., PE. All right.
I have a response to that, Mayor.
Well, it's not in that form. We're in the Citizens Visitors Forum. No. If you have something that you want to state, you didn't sign up for it either, so.
Well,
I'm sorry.
do we not get a chance to,
We've
Ask
never
Mr.
accepted responses in this part.
excuse me?
So we've never done responses in this section.
Well, I did speak with him, but thank you so much. And I will definitely, again, look at the citizens' best interest. Thank you.
Yes. All right, public recognition for, anyone with public recognition or even 5 employee recognition?
I do. I would like to, well, not employee, I'm sorry. I think the next portion is public recognition. I will do a public recognition for Mrs. Brittany Sullivan Ott. She did install, or had the signs made and installed, and it was a wonderful job. I think it brings in a welcomeness to our city, and so I appreciate Brittany and her family for doing that, and the contributions they made, and paying out of pocket for that. So again, thank you so much, Brittany, for everything, and we truly love the signs. It was a wonderful, wonderful gesture for our city. Thank you.
Employee, no? All right. Item 6, consider approval of council minutes. This is for the regular council meeting minutes dated December 13th, 2022. Any questions, concerns, comments on those meetings, or things that we found that were not correct?
I didn't see any errors in it.
I did not either.
No? Good? Okay, then all I need is a motion to go ahead and approve those minutes.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion,
I'll second.
we have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone against? The motion passes.
Oh, aye.
Okay.
Unless you wanna vote
It
again?
just got tossed my way.
No, I just stood up to say.
Oh, okay, sorry, I thought you were handing it to me, I was really confused. We just voted on that.
You're welcome.
If you want a copy, there's a copy there. So, Denise, did you get all that? All right.
Yes, sir.
7, consider awarding bid for the 2022 Shaver project. This is the street, water, and sewer. We have a letter here from Garcia and Wright. 3 bids were received, of which I think it's pronounced Athos or Ethos. It's German, not German. Oh my goodness, a Greek name. Construction LLC was found to be the lowest responsible bidder. Their bid came in at $99,771.48. Roll, is that everything? Like everything, we're done, it's done at that price? We don't have to go back in, our guys don't have to go back in, nobody has to go back in and do anything for that portion that we agreed to?
Correct. I have a question. Why do we use 6-inch water line there instead of 2-inch? Don't we do 2-inch and smaller?
6-inch water line,
Yeah.
because that's the minimum standard for fire protection.
Oh, okay. Cool. I thought we had a 2-inch all over the city, so I was asking.
We have a lot of 2-inch, but remember we had were you at that planning and zoning meeting where they were talking about the fire hydrant?
But it was kind of point of discussion, I don't know if I have your level of detail.
That's what this is about,
Gotcha.
that
Okay.
fire hydrant.
Right.
So,
Thank you.
Let's see.
okay.
JR, right, JR? Thank you for your work. We truly appreciate it. I did speak with you after the last meeting, so, so thank you so much. Again, we want what's in the best interest for the citizens, so I appreciate the great work that you've done. I appreciate it.
All right, do we have any discussion on this? David, you have anything?
That's the lowest bidder, I guess. You're comfortable with
This one,
company?
Yes, I'm good with the bid. Everything checked out and it was balanced.
Are they bonded?
Yes, they are.
Bonded.
I'll make the motion to accept bid for Actos.
Do we need to approve in the exact amount here, or is this allow for contingency or whatever else, or no?
Just this exact amount.
This is exact amount.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Debbie.
Okay. Is it Actos? Is that how it's pronounced?
think's Atos, but
Atos, okay,
They show the pronunciation being A-Y, A-tos,
okay,
yes.
Atos, okay, sorry, Atos. I'll make the motion to accept their bid for $99,771.48 for the Shavers, street project.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone against? Motion passes. Okay, updates for the 22-23 projects. This is for Chamber of Commerce. This is gonna be Cindy. And remember, even though we know who you are, you still gotta say your name for the record.
Cindy Morales, and I am the new chamber president for 2023, and this is Liza Hill, vice president for 2023, Brittany on treasurer. Okay, so we had these on our Facebook page, and I know KK's put it in the paper, but I just wanted to kind of first give you a rundown of our officers. Cindy Morales, president. Liza Hill is our vice president. Brittany Ott is our secretary. Sandy Joplin is our treasurer. We have 3 members at large, which is Nancy Sadoff, Leslie Vale, and KK Callum. So yes, all women. Harris Roar. Just only ones who volunteer for the position. So a couple of things I want to talk to you about. We've had our first organizational meeting went great. Some of our chamber goals. The one thing that we wanted to do was rebrand the Think Devine, because it just was Think Local, black and white. We wanted to incorporate school colors, and Think Devine, we have a lot of wonderful restaurants here. So we talked about, dining, shopping. So this is the logo that we came up with, and this is what we just picked up. And it says, think, shop, dine, divine. Support the businesses that support your community. We really wanted that in here because we have a very giving, wonderful community who gives and gives and gives to all of our school districts, to our clubs and organizations. We have so many wonderful nonprofits. And so many times they come in and they'll say, yeah, we want and then they get on 35 and go to San Antonio. So we really wanted to remind the public that, support us, because we're the ones that support your community. So those signs will go out to all of our members. And then we also we wanted to have decals made for our windows. So we had the same decals made. We just picked these up this morning. It says the same logo. So those will go out to all our new members and all our existing members. So that's kind of the first thing that we worked on. And we also talked about, KK had a wonderful idea that we kicked around, and we'll be finalizing that, but we're going to work with the Devine Market Association, and I've spoken with Steve, and this Think Devine campaign, we want to work with that first market, and we all need to support each other. And so what KK had come up with, and the business owners that were there thought it was a great idea, that the chamber would sponsor with our fund that we raise through membership and fundraisers, is we would have drawings on that Shop First, Think Local, Shop Devine, and all of the participating businesses, if they draw your name, the chamber will buy a gift card to that business or what have you to award the person for shopping local. So we're working on that. Another thing that we're going to be working on is a user-friendly map. This is something that we've needed for a long time. Devine does not have the downtown square. We do have a little historical area, but we are not a county seat where we have the courthouse and the big square. We have so many unique and wonderful businesses, but we're spread out. That's just the footprint that we have. So we're going to be working on a map design that has all of the local businesses, a map of Devine, but locations of all these businesses. We've got a lavender field outside. We've got a Devine Acres. We've got the golf course. We've got shops here. We have shops, out on the outskirts of Devine. So we're going to work with that, but we also are going to work on, we had been talking about this, the wall art murals. We've been talking about that for about a year. It started with the color wall, and then Margaret had done her beautiful mural. I did the butterfly, and I know there's ones popping up all over town. Thompson Houston just did one. Alamo Truck Accessories is doing one. So we think that's another way to draw people into our community. So those murals will also be formatted into that walking map. So we're going to be working on that. We want new banners. The banners that are put up throughout the city through Christmas are wonderful, but we want to build on that. We've got funds. We haven't done big projects for a while, and we want to get some projects done. So we want to come up with this Think, Shop, Dine, Divine canvas. We want to come up with a patriotic one. You go through so many cities in our area, and they have American flags up for Memorial Day, 4th of July. We don't have that. We need to have that. We need to celebrate our country, our community, our veterans. So we want to have a banner with our American flag. Then we want to have one that supports the school, and then we'll go back with the Christmas one. So these are things that we will fund. The chamber will. The only thing that we would be coming back to council for is just cooperation with the city to help put those up, because we don't have the means to put them up. Do you want to talk a little bit about the quarterly meetings? Or quarterly count?
We're going to be implementing their council meetings.
Yes.
We are also going to be implementing quarterly meetings that will happen at chamber members' businesses, whether it be a restaurant, it could be an insurance company that we still put up, bites and drinks in, just to kind of get to know, bring the community together, attract new members, as well as get all of the members together in one area to kind of be able to talk to each other and create a better, stronger community. We are also going to be joining, we did join Go Medina, and we think that's a very strong part of growing within the county, because the county has tremendous growth right now, and we want to be attached with that and continue to stay at the front end of things.
Nancy Setoff has volunteered. She's going to write a Chamber Corner article once a month that will highlight businesses and also our upcoming activities. Jeremy Bell has volunteered to take over the marquee responsibilities. So, these are all business people. We're busy, but if we all just take a little slice of the pie, we can get lots of things accomplished. The marquee has always been rolling memberships, but we want to look at promoting city activities, golf tournaments, fundraisers, food pantry, whatever, things like that, just not the rolling membership. We also are going to give, this will be the second year, we did it last year, we'll be giving a Devine Chamber of Commerce scholarship to a graduating senior. We are requesting it be maybe a first-time college member and doesn't like to pursue a degree in business, but that's not really necessary. So we are going to be doing that with our high school, and we're real excited. One thing that we are going to try to do is the meetings have always been at night. And we talked about, and I wanted to move them back, and everyone was kind of open to this, is have lunch meetings, because we're all busy at night. We all have churches and different organizations and kiddos. So we're going to have our monthly meetings are going to be during the lunch hour, maybe at 12:30 to 1 o'clock. And we are going to have those at the restaurants around town that are members. That's one other way that we can support and promote our local restaurants. Our next meeting will be Monday at CNR Grill, and we're going to meet at 1 o'clock because they're so busy. We want to let our lunch crowd go through, so any of you that want to attend are welcome to do so. Any questions?
I'm glad to see you doing this, Cindy.
Thank you.
It means a lot. It really does.
And honestly, too, guys, I'd be happy to come, but if you put me in the agenda, call me first. I just want to know, because I work a lot late nights and I got a bunch of grandkids. So
Business owners are working a lot of extra hours. I can't believe it.
I'm happy to come, but if you put, I just want to coordinate that I can make sure and be here. So, and Liza and Brittany left their busy restaurants because they wanted to come
You know that I was in
and be here. She had, yeah. So we're real excited. We have a lot of goals. We know it's, a little bit at a time. We'll be working on the festival again. But we're more than the fall festival. So there's so many other things that we want to do and accomplish, and we look forward to a good working relationship with the city.
We're here to help you.
All right?
Yes, thank you, ladies,
Thank
for
you.
stepping up and volunteering. We truly appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, item 9, consider an act of one accepting bid for the old Bain Well property.
Well, we can't legally do that, can we?
There's gonna be a lot of Tom on this one going back and forth because it does involve legal stuff, but we have the bid in front of us. We know that this is not what we, not the number that was put out as the base bid. It's also about 60% lower than the actual appraised value, so, but go ahead and ask your question, but it's gonna go to Tom.
Tom,
Yes.
I do not foresee any world where this property is worth anything near the appraised value. I think it's even questionable what we set it at. It's not big enough to even build a house on in the city, and I don't know the logistics, to be a good JR question. Could you even build a house with, and I don't know the exact layout of where the well is located, but on top of a capped well?
I probably wouldn't do it. I mean, you could, but
Should not, yeah.
you probably should not. Yeah, Josh.
So I guess my point here is, I don't see the value of the property being anything there. Even if it is turned agriculture, it at least improves the appearance of the region by cleaning that junk up, cutting the brush down. But if I were to even possibly get a second on that, would it be legal for us to accept that bid?
Well, not based upon the guidelines that the council set when they voted to advertise it for bids.
Okay.
And if you recall, the council set a reserve amount.
Yep.
And if that reserve amount, we didn't receive that amount in the bid or in excess of the reserve amount, then we were not going to accept the bids.
Right. And we didn't get any other bids. Did anyone else even show up to the auction?
No, it was by sealed bids.
Oh, right. We didn't receive any
We
other
got
bids though.
one bid, that was it.
Okay.
So if, you know, we can put it back on the agenda to discuss it, what the council wants to do with it. But according to the guidelines and rules that the council established last time, you can't accept this bid.
Okay.
And that's because of the reserve that we set.
That's correct.
So what do we need to do on this bid? Just, do we need to take any action or do we actually need to reject it?
Rejected.
All right,
I'll make a motion to reject the bid that we received on the property.
okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Anyone against?
Nay.
Anyone abstaining?
Abstain.
All right, motion passes. Yes.
Angela and Josh is staying.
We have an abstain, we have a
Angela was an
nay,
A, I was an abstain.
and then we have 2, okay.
So what's gonna be our next step then?
It has to be put back on the agenda again.
Yes, that's right, Mayor.
And once again, we have to set a reserve
Or decide what to do.
or decide.
As we talked about that, David, I mean, there's some authority that says the bid that you receive could be the minimum bid if you accept it as that, and that could be the value
Yes.
of the property. And this is, we've gone through a public auction, we had, you know, Fred show up, Fred submitted this bid, so we just need to get it back on the agenda to talk about it, what you want to do with this property. But based upon the rules that you established.
Right.
Yes, okay.
I understand.
I have a question, Tom.
Yes.
Is it possible to just set a flat bid for, like, the submission of the proposed bid? Can we just state, and being that no one else has shown up and has not shown interest, with the contingency that the individual that is posting the bid is all responsibility, liability for cleanup would be added on to that? That in other words, it just eliminates the city from taking any responsibility after it is sold to
Right.
clean it up, that it will go as is.
Right.
The property will sell as is.
We could put it on the agenda, you know, I'll work with Dora, and the mayor on the wording for the agenda item.
Okay,
So I think that will accomplish what you want.
okay, thank you. I appreciate that. That way we can just get it done with.
We got that.
It's ridiculous.
10, consider act upon the community center mural project. All right, so, as we know, when we did this originally, we did not put any funding with it. We just, whenever I asked, when I came back in August, maybe September, I don't remember now, I think it was August. There was no actual, the council did not actually give any funding to the project itself. I was gonna work through a nonprofit group or a third party, and I was working through chamber on it. If it is what we came down to is the fact that obviously, you know, if we how do I just do this now? I guess I don't know. I guess there's 3 people who put in, but the 2 of them obviously, I mean, this is kind of what they do. They want compensation for it. Is it something that we even want to discuss compensation for it? I still obviously want to see this done by the 1st, in line with, not the 1st like in a week and a half, but the 1st of the following month. To be in line with the market day and their art walk. I don't know what we necessarily want to do, if we want to put money to this or not, this project.
I'd like to make a motion, we commission a local artist to do the mural.
I second that.
What type of funding, what type of money are you going to put with it? Because this is the discussion, this is why the chamber was struggling with this, because we don't have a fund set up for it, so you're going to.
Tom, can we use hot money for this?
You're more than welcome to get up, Cindy. So, and just kind of tell them how
Well, this came up and Corey came to us and we worked on it. He submitted artwork. I reached out to Kirsten Schneider, a local illustrator, published illustrator, very highly recognized artist. Margaret Greehey had reached out to someone else. I never understood, and it was just a lack of understanding of everything.
we just didn't communicate well enough on this, what happened.
I never would have asked someone to do it for free. That's not the chamber position. Kirsten has done multiples here. She's been compensated. Her time and her art are worth something. So I didn't bring any of that tonight because she had submitted a bid and Corey said there wasn't, he had told me that the city wasn't gonna pay, maybe for supplies, but not for artwork. So I just didn't want to waste anyone's time.
Because we never approved anything financially
So-
as far as what I was wanting with it.
And the only thing that I would recommend, whatever you do, if you're gonna do something like this, I know y'all have a lot of stuff going on with water projects and everything else. The chamber is going to continue to promote these murals. We think they're wonderful. But if you're going to do that, if you want to commission a local artist, I would recommend you amending your motion in an amount not to exceed, something like that. Because if I would have known that 2 months ago, I wouldn't have proceeded down this road. Be it whoever we use, that's what I would recommend, but that's up for your discussion. But it's not something that we're not gonna continue to do. I'd love to see the city do this artwork, but that's just my 2 cents that I feel like you need to compensate the artist. That's all I wanna say.
Tom, can we use
Yes.
hot money for this? Are we allowed to use hot money, the hotel tax money for this? Because it's not a city building.
It's
It's on the city building,
it's-
but again, Josh, you gotta remember, you know, the primary goal of the hot funds is to put heads in beds. And if you think that this mural is gonna be,
In addition to what we're doing.
yeah, this is gonna be really great, that people are gonna come down here and look at it. You know, I know that out in, I think in Marfa, they've got a lot of murals out there, and people go out there and look at the murals.
Yeah.
Sounds like something that you brought up several months ago there, where we give money to the chamber and
Yeah,
But
we didn't
they
ask
used
for
the
any
money
funds.
For that.
We
and
didn't
that's
ask for
more
any
in line
funds
with-
last year.
Yeah, they didn't ask for anything, and they're not asking for anything now either.
No,
They're
they're not.
but this is just a question to council, if we wanna pursue this, then we need to, go ahead, sorry.
No, actually, my turn. Question for
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
since you have done these before.
Yes.
And we have not.
Yes.
What is the kind of going rate for something
Well,
that
it just kind of
size?
depends on what you were gonna do. I mean, I compensated Kirsten $600 for the butterfly.
Uh-huh.
That's all she wanted. I gave her more because I thought it was worth it, because she supplied her paint and everything. So today I talked to her, she was teaching, I was texting her back and forth, but what had submitted included scaffolding, power washing.
Yes, I saw it.
All of
It's
that
a
stuff.
lot.
So it's quite a bit, but that was a lot of stuff that the city would do. I just know the years that I sat on the school board and we did things like this. It's just nip it in the bud. If you're gonna do it, just an emotion, an amount not to exceed, boom. If that's something you wanna do. And if not, if you wanna use a local artist or use, a person had said maybe the art class up at the high school. That's totally up to y'all. This chamber was not, we just ethically did not feel like it was right to go out and ask artists to do it for free. That's just the position we took, because there's a couple of artists that are doing them for certain businesses and they're being compensated. So, anyway, but I hope y'all do it and we'll help to promote it.
Well, I think that this would be a long-term investment in promoting Devine. And people do come and walk, particularly for the, if they're going to have the map put out with the murals. People will come and use local businesses, whether they're gonna eat here, definitely go to convenience stores, purchase things and support our businesses as well. So I think and overall, it will be a good long-term investment for Devine. And to compensate someone who is an artist. I think that's a great idea.
Then we can't tell them exactly how to spend it. Just kind of have to have that agreement, I think.
Well, we can have a say in what to put up.
Right, we can get, kind of like the Devine, welcome to Devine sign, we can get an approval on the image before it's put on the city
Correct.
building.
Correct.
So what y'all need to remember is, we have 1 month. If we're going to find an artist who's gonna do it, we're gonna have to have another meeting. They're gonna
meetings,
need
yes.
a good week, if not more, to actually do
Just
the
FYI,
painting.
we're gonna have to have a special meeting anyways, and it's probably gonna be next week, but there'll be more on that in informational.
But I'm just saying, we only have 1 more meeting before then. To do something that size is gonna take some time.
Cindy,
Do y'all know of an artist? I mean, I don't have a problem with it, it's just,
Yeah.
we're getting down to the time crunch now.
yeah, I know that Moses does some of the artwork at some of the businesses during the holidays. Bettis, I believe is his last name, and Kirsten Snyder. And what, is it Moses Bettis? Montes Bettis. He's done great work also. And so Cindy, would you be able to contact them and see if they can make that deadline?
That's gonna be the critical part too. It's not just about the money, it is about a deadline.
We'll be happy to go back and address those 2 people, if there's gonna be compensation. That was our only thing.
Right.
But here again, guys, if you're gonna do it, I mean, in an amount not to exceed or something, then that would tell them, yeah, I'll do it, or no, I'm
Right.
not interested.
Right.
Right.
You know,
And it'd be great to have a local artist to represent
I think
Devine.
$1,000 too.
Yeah.
for sure. but
I think
it's
that's a
what
good
y'all wanna do.
amount.
We can work stuff from there.
How much do we have in the budget, the HOTS budget?
We can't use the hot budget,
If
you
we're
just
giving it to the
told us.
chamber?
No, we're not,
The
we're paying
objective
an
is
artist. There's a
Okay,
difference.
so we're gonna commission artists, we're not gonna work through the chamber.
That's what
If the
this is
objective
about,
is not
but
to
they
put heads in
said
beds.
no. But you'll help us find the artist.
That's not what I heard, but okay.
I like to budget $1,000.
I don't know, they're having a discussion over there, I don't know what the discussion. Do we know, what do we have in the hot at the moment? Do we know what we have in the hot tax?
Yeah, we have it in that.
How much do we have?
We do, we have about like 20-something thousand.
Oh,
Because we didn't do
oh.
last year, and then, have we paid Go Medina yet, though?
Yes.
Okay, is that budgeted into what we
22.
currently have
This is what we're.
now? Okay, just so that is covered.
Well, would we be in agreement to possibly supply that funding to chamber?
Well, I'll tell you,
And
I
then
saw
they-
one of these recommendations that was submitted to Chamber, and it's nice. Let me ask you this, Tom. If it says something about Devine on it, can we use hot tags?
Like, visit
We're-
Devine, welcome to Devine, something?
Marketing, yeah.
You know, I think that we can take a look at it, Debbie, and I was just talking with Dora, they can find $1,000 in the budget somewhere.
I know, but
And if we can use it,
this is
I
for-
wouldn't limit, I would not limit the hot fund right now. Let us look at that. We don't want to get
So if
anybody
we
in
could
trouble.
use it, we would, and if we
Yes,
can't, we won't.
yes.
Okay.
So if we make
That
a,
sounds good.
Yeah,
if a
that sounds
motion is
good.
made, then it just needs to be a general motion then?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Do we have an amount that we want to throw out, not to exceed amount?
I would go with 1,000.
Well,
1,000?
you already made a motion. Do you want to amend it to $1,000?
You know, amend it?
1,500.
Go ahead and do it,
In the middle.
you know?
I will amend my motion to budget $1,500 for a mural on the back of the city building.
And I
There.
second that
Where I'm
motion.
pointing.
All right, so a motion, we have a second, all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Anyone against? Any nays? Motion passes.
I'll contact next week.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Cindy.
See if they'll do it, and just call us.
No, this week.
Let us know. Then
Oh,
we'll-
we can get it started, yeah.
And see if they can do it by then. That's the biggest thing, is it
Yeah.
has to be done by the 1st of April.
Okay.
Thank you.
Maybe we're working on it on the 1st of April. That'd be neat.
Huh?
Maybe working on a drain guard block, that'd be kind of cool.
Let's try and have it done before
It
then.
would be very messy.
Can you imagine how many people would be bothering your artists doing this?
I'll just look at their
Yeah,
lives.
no,
Ocean City Valley.
I'm just gonna let you know.
Just have to,
All right, item 11, consider an act upon the request from, let me make sure I'm on the right, yes, 10, 11. Consider an act upon a request from Southwest Engineers that the city would or would not provide wastewater service to the proposed development. This is the old Morales feedlot known as Agape Oaks Development. So you'll see a letter in there from Southwest Engineers. Now, this whole entire development is well beyond our service area. Tom, but there's a reason why they're bringing this to us, and I can't remember, you told me, but it's gotten lost in my mind, but there's a specific reason why we have to do this, or look at
I
this.
think that if we say that we will not, then they might be able to find funding from another source to get it done.
Oh, okay.
Would we be annexing them as a tax base then?
No, they're too far out, it's not contiguous, and the way the law is now, for a general law city to annex, it has to be a voluntary annexation. I don't know if they even do that. But you also have to annex all the land between us and them.
Okay.
You'd have nearly a mile of land that you'd have to, now, we can't force annex, so what they'd have to do is they'd actually have to buy like a mile strip of land to get all the way over to the sewer plant, essentially.
would we even be able to provide that, the capacity for how many homes are going up and, you know, the capacity, and then we're not getting any tax money in return for that connection? Is there, you know, are we able to handle that, in other words, all the homes that are going up?
Yeah, we would have to ask that engineer to provide calculations.
Okay.
For that. So that.
So basically, this would
So
be a
we'll-
wood not.
This is essentially, yes, it'd be a wood not, it's beyond our service area, and, it's well beyond our city limits, and probably beyond our capacity too, because I know it's supposed to be hundreds of homes, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
I would
I'll make a
not, I'm
motion
gonna
to
say,
deny it.
I would not, because,
I second the motion.
Well, we have a
it doesn't,
motion.
oh,
So a motion to not provide water, a
Yeah.
second to not provide water, all in favor?
All right.
They're not asking for water.
they're not, they're asking for sewage,
Wastewater, sorry.
wastewater.
I apologize, wastewater. Motion not to pay wastewater, second, okay, go ahead, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone, against?
Oh, no. Oh, to not accept,
Yeah, we're not
Aye.
gonna provide them with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Aye.
Anyone nays? All in favor? We're all in favor. Whatever, motion passes. I'm lost on that motion, all right.
I know. It's like double negative there.
It is, that's why we looked at it, whenever I got it, I was like, oh,
It's not in the
that
best
doesn't
interest.
make any sense. We're gonna have to have Tom look at it, and that's what he did, so.
Not in the best interest for our people.
All right, 12, consider an act upon settlement agreement and release of claim for the airport hangars 8, 8A, and 10. front of you, you have the settlement agreement. Tom, there was no, exhibit A's or exhibit B's, nothing else popped up since we got this, did it?
Not to my knowledge, my internet is out,
Oh, okay,
and Dora hasn't gotten anything either.
okay, so the exhibit, those are blank, nothing's actually come through.
Right, we do know what, I mean, I know what the bill of sale is, I prepared that, and they've already, actually, they've signed that, Aviation Fuels has signed that bill of sale several months back, and intend to get this settled. And the relocation fees are, you wanna go ahead and just, it's less than 40,000, very minimum.
Is that part of this right here, or no? The relocation fees on top of this, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
And those would be in Exhibit B.
Those would be an exhibit B if we
And
had.
of course,
Yeah,
if
we
you don't
don't
have
have
Exhibit B, just, you
Right.
know, it's less than, again, Mayor, it's less than $40,000.
Okay, well, I appreciate, you or the other attorney, whoever did the negotiating on that, because I know that's not what we started out at,
No, it's not.
so.
Would this be the relocation fee be paid to the people actually doing the relocation? The company that's moving
Oh,
the
would it,
stuff?
or the alternative is, would it be paid to Aviation Fuels directly?
Yes.
To Aviation
It's
Fuels?
gonna, yes, it's gonna be paid to Aviation Fuels directly to get everybody out. So Debbie, that's the minimum that they can get to. I think, you know what it was the first time we looked at it?
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
Basically, about 900 to make this be done.
900,000?
It'd be 885
Or eight-
essentially.
Oh, because of the 40
Right.
added onto there. So 800
It'd be a basically
85,000.
yeah.
How do we pay for this?
We issued certificates of obligation.
It was the $1 million bond last year.
That's correct. It's not a bond, Josh.
Oh, well,
A certificate of obligation.
Obligation.
terminology.
There's a difference.
So this all comes out of that, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We sell this damn thing.
Honestly, I want this over with.
Yes,
This has been
absolutely.
hanging over our heads for so long. We, honestly, y'all don't know, but we've been working on this for years. So I personally would like to make the motion that we accept this settlement agreement along with the relocation fee that Tom has there, and get this done.
I second the motion.
Do they need to say the amount in the motion? The 885 in the motion?
So
or-
we can refer to the document.
Okay, just refer to the document, okay.
Is there any further action we could take, or is this our best recommended legal action?
This is, based upon the outside firm that the city has hired, this is the best course of action for the city to take.
Okay. All right.
And the certificate of obligation, just correct me if I'm wrong, it's paid by taxpayer money,
Sure.
right? So
Sure.
we'll have to,
Yeah. But Angela, you're gonna repay that $1 million. If you just keep the money, you're gonna repay it.
Yeah.
There's already been a schedule of payments set forth, and the council has seen that, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, if it was me, I'd have to go back and look at the schedule again,
yeah.
because I don't remember what those annual payments are, but we're gonna have to pay it back, even if we just held on to the money, and then we'd be in violation of the terms of the issuance of the obligations, the certificates.
Right.
Because we represented to the public, and we represented to the people that actually bought these certificates of obligation, that we were going to use these proceeds
Yeah.
to purchase hangars at the airport.
Yeah, and remind me, when did those certificate of obligations go out?
I think it was the summer of 21 or summer
Oh,
of 22.
21, okay.
Yeah, it's been
21?
over a year,
Okay.
year and a half, maybe.
Now, Angela, we've already used some of those funds to purchase 2 hangars.
Mhm, yeah.
And so we've got 3, whatever the number is here.
3.
Other than hangars.
There's 3
Three.
hangars.
An additional 3 hangars.
Mhm.
So you're on your way. And there's 2 other hangars out there that are for sale.
Yeah.
And again, just some background information, we were told by TxDOT Aviation that we needed to get control of the airport, we needed to stop allowing people to to have non-aviation activities
Right.
occur at the airport. And this was part of it,
Right.
yeah.
You have a motion.
I made a motion, he
We have a second.
Was that it?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? Anyone abstaining? Motion passes.
That's what I was gonna-
Let's get it behind us.
Thank you.
Yes, thank goodness. Well, gotta do it.
13, update on city administrator position. Dora, do you want to give a rundown on what
Yeah.
we've gotten in so
We are not
far?
having, like we've had in the past, we've had lots of people normally, I get hit with lots of email. It's not happening. And I have a feeling it's because we're live streaming, they see everything, and they do their homework. So we're not, and that's worrying me, because we're not having them come in. I mean, we're having some that y'all did not, because y'all set
Right.
y'all's, the requirements. And those are coming in that have no city administrator experience whatsoever.
But even that's still minimal. Even that's still minimal.
Yeah.
We were dealing with less than a dozen, where previously we would have gotten
Yeah.
20 or 30 that were no
Exactly.
city experience. Yeah.
So, I don't know what to tell y'all, but we need to find somebody.
I make a motion, we remove the prior city experience from the job listing.
I agree.
Who's gonna train them?
Person that's been doing the job even in their absence. I'm not saying it's a great solution, but you can have nobody or somebody that you
Or
can train and get out of the way of.
Exactly, and somebody who's certified and has already been trained
they're
through
not certified if they don't have experience.
process.
That's what
I'm
They're not
talking,
certified, Angela,
I'm
if they
talking
don't have
about
experience.
education,
They
at
wouldn't
least
be-
they'll have
they wouldn't be
certified. Some-
certified.
They don't have any kind of certification if they haven't graduated?
We have a cashier that applied.
Yikes.
You wanna hire the
What about the
cashier?
individuals prior? We had some that we didn't even interview.
Because they either had litigation against them or they have no experience with
All
what
of
we
them?
put on it.
All of them? Not all of them.
You said what happened.
We didn't
I
even get
told you a
to,
couple of
how do you know
examples.
that? We didn't even get to address that with them.
Yes, we did.
We
addressed it
didn't
inside,
get to interview
our
them.
last thing. So,
You were not here.
All right.
you weren't here that
And-
Tom was
time.
on the
There
agenda.
were people that applied.
And
but we just
this
didn't make the
is
Well, we
one
need
of
to,
the
we
city
do need to
manager.
find, we need
I was
to
gonna say,
need to
this is a
find
great
someone.
example of why they don't wanna come here. I mean, the reality is, I brought this up before in council,
Oh,
anytime we
goodness.
put out negative, whatever it is, we're gonna have problems attracting people, we're gonna have problems attracting business, we're gonna have problems attracting employees, we're gonna have problems attracting city and admin. We
We're
know
not in
this,
charge.
we've been told this isn't something that somebody's gonna stand up here and say, yeah, I didn't apply in Devine because I think y'all are crazy. But they are watching, they see Facebook, they see it all. And if they're really smart, they're gonna do all their research before they ever apply. So all these other towns who put in about the same time that we put in to find a city admin this last time around, they have apparently, those listings are gone, from what I
I
understand.
think they all hired, because I was watching it on TML.
Again, just us, so if we want that, then we actually have to project what we want, which is we want somebody who's good, somebody who's qualified, we have to show that this is an environment they wanna be in. So, but we do have a motion, do you wanna rescind your motion, you wanna go forward with your motion?
Forward my motion.
I second that.
Hold on, say that again.
We need to
remove the
find somebody.
required, Previous city experience from the job listing.
That's a negative.
We need
Alright,
to
so we have a
find
motion and a
somebody.
second, so we're gonna entertain the motion, so, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone against?
All right.
Nay.
We have a tie.
I'm saying aye. Okay, know what you mean.
I'm a nay on this one too, we
We've
need
gotta
this
find
experience.
somebody.
Alright, motion failed. Alright, do we have an alternative motion to actually at least let Dora go back out with it, or something like that?
I've not taken it down, it's still on TML.
Oh, it's still on
in
TML?
No, I'm not taking it
Okay.
down.
Well then,
Yeah.
we will just, at the next regular meeting, I guess we'll just get an update then, or unless something comes through sooner.
And also, let me say, in the future meetings, since we're being streamed, I think we need to conduct ourselves more professionally at the table with respect to each and every one, especially the general public.
I can't agree more.
I'm in agreement with that. Thank you, sir.
So, alright,
Exactly why.
informational items. We will end up having to have a meeting. Do we have an exact day, Dora?
No, just whenever council can meet,
Okay.
we need to do it sometime,
It's gonna be next week,
Uh-huh.
right, is what we have to have?
yeah, it's for the new CDBG grant, for the, engineer proposals.
So we got the bids back or whatever,
They have, yeah, they're gonna have to be rated.
they have to be rated first before they can bring them to council in line with what we have to do.
It'll be in February, this
It'll be
month?
like
Needs to be
next
next week,
week.
yeah,
Okay.
because they need to get it pretty quick.
Okay.
Langford and them.
Oh, okay. Where are we at on the Texas Water Development Board?
That's,
We have that too.
Did we decide on this one first before we go to that?
We just need to pick a day. Yeah, on this one, we need to pick a day. Or we want next Tuesday?
I would say the 28th, next Tuesday, so we could say.
Okay. Y'all go with next Tuesday?
I'm good with you.
Josh, what y'all are getting right now is, the timeline that I've been working on to, submit. It's already gone to the Congressman Gonzalez.
Thank you.
And to, the senator's office, on the timeline of everything, all of the emails going back and forth, and the different people that's been asking for the same thing over and over.
We resolved the contract and, in the contract though.
Everything is in there. That has been submitted.
I think there's 14 pages,
13.
13 pages?
There's
Yeah.
13 pages, with the oldest date on top and the currentest date at the end.
My concern there is that the emails that I had with them was they were concerned that we had paid a previous contractor to remove the hazardous material.
JR, do you want to go over
It's
that?
literally all in here.
You made contact
Communications
with
back, yes,
You made contact with
this communications back and forth.
It is communications back and forth. It does have the notes on there what the communication was about, that JR.
Yeah.
Does the city have copies of those emails that you had between you and Texas Water Development Board?
I expect so since it's on my city email account.
Yes,
Have y'all gotten?
Yes.
Okay.
the one that you sent me?
Yeah, okay.
Yes, as far as the asbestos on the first contract and the current contract that we are working on, not a penny has been spent on any asbestos removal.
Okay.
And we've made that very clear to the Texas Water Development Board on multiple occasions, as we probably go through and read all that in there. So that's just where we are.
That's it. It was just in the contract and that was the conflict. I just want to
Yeah,
get some
we,
clarity from our side on it.
yeah, we cleared that up. I mean, we actually came to vote on it to remove that item.
Number
Yeah.
30, it was
Yep.
38, right?
Yes.
On the thing.
Yep.
So we removed that item. We made a change order to remove that item. It was all agreed upon and everything has been submitted to the development board. That question keeps on coming up and I have not seen anything that shows that we've done that.
Well, I think, the concern for me was the fact that we did vote to remove it from the contract, which means it was in the contract. Maybe it was in the contract for the previous folks, but I don't know if we paid them either, so just trying to project out where we're gonna have to spend money.
We haven't paid anybody
Okay,
for asbestos removal. It's still in the ground. That's where it's gonna stay.
are we feeling better about our ability to pay them before we have to borrow more money?
That is the question.
Hopes and dreams, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that is the question. We don't know what the status is with the Texas Water Development Board. We have done everything we can. We have answered all of their questions. And, like they say, we're just hearing crickets right now.
Yep. So I did ascertain that much whenever I finally pushed Kim to shove me a door trying to get a hold of you and then, oh, actually, no, do it in writing. You didn't really want to talk through that, now did you?
So y'all have, all the way up to the 17th.
Cool.
And I'm gonna continue, every email that we receive, I'm gonna continue adding to this, so that way we have
Awesome.
everything.
I appreciate it. Thank you, I appreciate the detailed answer.
Thank you,
So
Dora.
for the meeting, it looks like the 28th we could do it.
The 28th is the most likely day, yes.
We'll just get confirmation from Dora then.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
We're gonna shoot for the 28th, for the next,
28th?
for the meeting, yeah.
6 o'clock here?
Normal,
All right, cool.
so.
Can we maybe put on the mural on that?
That will be,
Or do you need me to send you an email about that?
No, I mean, y'all can tell me now.
no, we can put that would be, that's why I made the comment about we have a
I'll
meeting
keep
next
in
week.
touch with
Cindy,
Cindy,
yeah,
and then we can bring it to
That's
the
fine.
council then.
we'll just put
I
that on
just
there
want, I
too.
don't want that.
Will you let Cindy know that we're having the next meeting on the 28th?
I
Because she
will.
realizes that we
I'll
have,
let her know.
yeah, just send her a text.
Keep in contact.
Okay.
Cool, okay.
Any other informational?
I do.
Go ahead.
I do have one. On February the 3rd, we were notified by TCQ, telling me to reach out this. On February the 13th, Pete received a call from TCQ on a complaint called into their office about the ground storage tank at the Woolworth Tower being that the water was contaminated and currently being worked on. A representative from TCQ came the same day to meet with Public Works at 1 p.m. Pete informed the TCQ rep when they arrived at the ground storage tank on Woolworth that Public Works was not working on that ground storage tank. Pete explained that they were working on the Bain well, which is a Carrizo well off of Blue Bonnet. The TCQ rep wanted samples from any service near the elevated tank. Samples were taken from 2 addresses. The TCQ rep at this point called her boss explaining that it was not the ground storage tank at the Warhorse like the complaint came in, and that it was the Bain well tank they were working on. Her boss explained that the complaint was turned in this way. TCQ took the samples they wanted. Public Works went behind TCQ and took our samples like we normally do when they come every quarterly. So we just wanted to have a backup. After this was done, the TCQ rep informed Pete that along with this other complaint, they received another about the Public Works Director not having their water license. Pete told the TCQ rep that we currently have 2 water licenses that work on water repairs. The TCQ rep explained that it was not mandatory for the Public Works Director to have a license as long as we have 2 water licenses that work on the water repairs. The important thing to remember is that you have the employees working on the repairs to have their license. Our size of water connection requires 2 licenses, and we have this. We received a call from TCQ on the 14th of February that our water samples came back good, so there's no violation. In talking to TCQ, the facts were not given to them correctly. Therefore, Public Works wasted half the day on the complaint they received. Public Works is asking if certain people want to turn us into TCQ, it's not a problem. Please get your facts correct before you waste their time when they are in the middle of a big water replacement project that took them away from the contractor. That's all they're asking.
Yeah.
TCEQ said that?
No.
TCEQ said
No, that's what Public Works is saying, is that
Oh.
it took half the day on them because it wasn't
Took 2
correct.
people
It
half a
wasn't
day.
the ground storage tank on the wall.
But it's good that we protect the water, make sure everything's
Yes,
good.
and we do,
That's
we
good.
take samples.
And it was good?
It was good?
Good, good.
Yeah,
That's
and
good.
Pete, you have the,
Yes,
Yeah,
our samples came out good.
you want to give them to the mayor, please?
This is our lab where we take our samples to, so those are the results right now. Excellent.
Yeah, absent, what they were testing for was absent chlorine, absent, absent. And this was, yeah, the lab that we take.
Yes.
No, it was not. I don't think I could live in a town where the whole town smelled like licorice. Y'all wanna,
You can pass that around.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, when we get reports like this, we do take them seriously. That's why 2 individuals went out there, part by Public Works. However, it did
Very
take
good.
half a day, out of their time for a report that was not correct, so. Anyhow, All right, anything else under informational? You have something?
Sort of, I don't know, the proper venue. How do we contact the state to adjust the timing on the light by the food king? I swear they must have put in a.
Is that off again?
No, you're sitting there for a good 2 minutes. It's just, ever since they replaced it, you're sitting there forever.
We will,
Is that text dot?
it is text dot, we have a number, we'll get you the number
Thank you.
of the
I sure do
engineer
appreciate
person,
it.
yeah.
Every freaking
So,
day.
in fact, they're supposed to be, we're supposed to be doing like once or twice a year meetings. Actually, it was once a quarter, but they don't even do that anymore. Now we're struggling to get once a year, but we've discussed that before, because previously, there was no time between one light turning red and the other light turning green, and there should be a couple of seconds, and it wasn't.
Sure should.
You could watch one turn red, and this one turned immediately green. I'm like, oh, that's not right. So, but we'll get you the number. Dora has it, and we can get you that person to talk to and let them know.
Well, thanks.
I think you file just a report, right?
We
Isn't it just a
also have
report?
to call them because the four corners right here, one of the red lights is not working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I called the office in Hondo about that.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah, but
good.
it's been a month.
Oh, okay,
Nothing's been done yet. So
Okay.
maybe you have more.
okay. I'll call them on
You were
that.
absolutely correct. All that work it did there, that water just sits there when it rains.
It doesn't even have to, it only has to drizzle and water
Yeah.
sits there.
Yeah.
And when it does rain, it sits there. It used to sit there for about a day and a half, 2 days. It'll sit there for like 3 days now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that the other day.
Ridiculous.
At least they properly crowned the road instead of making it flat like the rest of the states.
I don't know. Chew us. All right. Anything else? Dory, you have anything else? Okay. Anything else here? We're all good? All right.
Good.
Motion to adjourn then. A motion,
Second.
a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? Motion passes.
An hour
Oh.
and 3 minutes.
Yeah, there is,
Our meeting.
because it is Mardi Gras, there is king cake over here, if somebody wants king